So from today onwards, okay, fuck. I lost my train of thought. So from today onwards, me and fuck.
Matt Reels.
You know what? Fuck this. Yes, Matt Reels.
What?
Pokebreaks. That's who it is. Who the fuck Matt Reels? Who the fuck
Who
Matt
the
Reels?
fuck?
This guy is Matt Reels. This beautiful
Hey.
gentleman over here. And every Tuesday we're gonna be doing
That's right.
a podcast, whatever you want to fucking call it. It's gonna be trash talking. We're gonna be talking about drama, but today it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good start. It's gonna be about Akora. So let's get into the video. Hi guys, and welcome to our first episode of Trash Talk Tuesday. We actually it was a collective effort. You want to do something like a mixture of TCG related like news, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about drama and, you know, new stuff going on, new TCGs coming out, and, you know, covering all the bases as well. So today we're going to be talking about Akora, and we're also going to be talking about something special towards the end of the video. But without further ado, let's begin. So Akora TCG, they had two Kickstarters. The first one raised £7,000 and the second one was about £200,000. Went from 75 backers to about 445 backers or something like that. And the main thing that caught my eye with Akora was the artwork. The artwork's beautiful, the borders, clean design. What do you think about the artwork yourself? What sort of brought you into it?
It's got to be one of the key features. I think that's always one of the first grabs for me and probably most collectors. We can speak for the artwork, not only unique but yeah, punch in the face. It's refreshing, and it's definitely it's something that I wasn't expecting. When you think of a typical TCG coming out, maybe, or something you might be able to forecast, it's maybe not something I would see coming. You know, is that refreshing for us. It's nice.
Yeah, I think the lore specifically as well, having that alchemy, dragons, and sort of the mixture of the lot together, it kind of combines sort of that Full Metal Alchemist approach. And then, you know, sort of the character, I guess you got the dragons and I don't know, how do you explain it?
Dragons
Yeah.
are always a blast.
Dragons are monsters and stuff like that.
So yeah, right. And I know there was it's a good point too, is that with the Akora, having them all be, you know, part of the collective or referred to as Akora, but we do have what we consider to be like a humanoid versus what a classic monster would look like.
Yeah.
You know, all referred to as Akora. But I do like that they drew on some classics, you know, but they also, everything's got its own twist. I mean, that's why it's hard to see when you look ahead on new games. It's like, how can you tap into something that collectors are already familiar with and love, but also make it different enough that it does have its own identity. So, you know, stuff like that is really awesome to see.
Yeah, I think they incorporated like what they wanted to take, like the best parts of sort of like TCG games that already exist, and modernize it to their own approach, I guess. Especially
Absolutely.
with the collectible standpoint of it, like 2,730 boxes, really low print run. And then if you think about the actual box and pack numbers together, it's 20 packs a box. It's half of what, let's say, a MetaZoo was, which was 36 packs a box, and they had like blisters, they had spell books as well. So overall, I mean, it's got that collector value as well, because, you know, it's got that scarcity. And the chase cards, like the 1 of 5 Ancient Dragon, I'll put that up on the screen. You can have a look at what that looks like. Absolutely stunning card. And
Stunning.
I did the numbers on it. So there's 227 cases in total. And every case has 4 full arts, which means that there's 227 total population of every Kickstarter full art. That is really low when you think about it. Really low. And, you know, you doing a lot of whatnot breaks and opening packs, is that something that entices people?
Absolutely. I think not only for platforms like that, but yeah, it does fit well in a box break or group break format. Of course, we're all looking for a chase, but yeah, they did a great job. I think that's always a tough balance to find, is, you know, giving collectors something to chase, but not making it too unobtainable in a
Yeah.
sense. But yeah, no, that's going to be something that's going to keep us all involved and really excited for ripping. I think another good thing obviously is having a reason to really move through product. I think this day and age, with the new TCGs, we have a lot of investing, which is great. But when it gets down to the group breaking, we really want to have a way directly from the creators to incentivize, kind of moving through product, which in turn does have a great effect on the investing community as well, which we know drives and is a big catalyst for us. So I think they struck a good balance. We'll have to see when we start ripping, but
Yeah.
right now on paper it seems like the perfect storm.
Yeah, I think, that's just one point we've touched on, the collectability standpoint. But if we look at the gameplay, you obviously haven't, I don't think you've played the game yet. Most people haven't. I think the very select few have, and I would say that maybe the gameplay videos, we could do more of them, maybe even live streams, so people are more informed of how the game works. I think with Kickstarter, when it arrives, it will help because people will have a rule book and understand how it plays. But I've played it, really fun game, really fast paced. It reminds me a lot like Yu-Gi-Oh mixed with Pokemon. It's its own thing, it's its own game, but it's very fast paced. Like on average, game will only take 10 minutes. And it's a best of 3, right? So you have to win 2 out of 3. And the fact that it takes 10 minutes is ridiculous. But that's if you sort of played a couple games first, understand what some of the cards do. It's a fun game. So in my opinion, it's got the gameplay nailed down. It's got the collector standpoint nailed down, and the third layer on top of that is the manga or comic book, shall I say, because it reads differently. It reads left to right instead of right to left. That is something that we've had sneak peeks of. I'll put some pictures up on the screen of some of the amazing artwork, and we got a little bit of a taster of what the story is to come. How important do you think a storyline for a card game is?
It's something that I think, if I'm drawing on my past experience, that is especially done well with Pokemon. I know we got a lot of that up front early on. I think, like you were saying earlier, like drawing on things that other TCGs or other franchises did well, and kind of taking some modeling from that. And I think that's a good place to start. I do think with the new TCGs coming out, the age of your maybe your youngest collectors are probably at a point where things like that actually have an impact quicker than it would be for like a younger audience, maybe what a target audience is. And maybe you might remember this off the top of your head too. I noticed on the new sneak peeks for the booster boxes that we have an age. So age is, I believe it was
6 plus.
was it
Yeah,
6
6
plus?
plus, yeah.
So I like little subtle details like that we pick up on, and I think that's interesting. But yeah, having another media type to tie everything together. So it's bigger than, I know they're building out the entire Akoraverse.
Yeah.
It's one more thing to have. It's a tactile thing to be able to possibly collect to as well. I know grading companies are grading articles like that as well. So it's really cool.
Well, that's you just touched on grading companies. They are, I think, to my knowledge, the only trading card game after MetaZoo who are now officially with PSA and Beckett. I don't actually think any of the new ones are even with PSA or Beckett.
I don't believe
I don't think
so,
they
no.
are. No, so they are actually the second TCG of all time to be not only just PSA or Beckett, both. That's amazing. I think
Right, and
props to the guys at Akora to do that.
Oh my God, yeah. I heard from Kingu that it was a lot of work on Exion's side, right? But
That guy doesn't sleep.
I know, I know. I've been told. It seems like even their pace, the timing in which they actually got it done was quite quicker than MetaZoo was.
Yeah.
And it was, oh yeah. So I don't. Obviously, the collector base, even the players, of course, as well. But just being able to see a card encapsulated on its own is a sight to be seen. But it brings another layer of magic, and in a time in the game that is so important. I mean, we're already building up to having the Kickstarter release and having products, but it's one thing to see the gorgeous cards, and then it's just a whole new thing that a lot of us weren't used to, have never seen before. It's like having a slab, seeing those slab cards, seeing those get given away at events already, and getting to hold one of those in your hands. It's the extra touch of magic.
Like
It's awesome.
that PSA 10 zero sample. Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. I know the guy who won that.
Man.
I know him
Yeah.
as well. Oh,
So
stunning card.
they gave away 3 total, right?
Yeah, they
In
gave a
the last event.
Beckett 9.5, which is, I mean, can we talk about the grades, right? That they're getting really good grades for sample cards. Now,
Right.
that is just a testament to how well produced the cards as well. And you've had some prototype samples yourself, and you can see the difference between that and maybe some of the older promos. It's a huge jump. It's a huge jump.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They made some serious progress. I like what they did early too, and this is definitely something that you would have more experience with than I would. But they did an insane job with their really early stuff, and I'm proud for what they did, you know, and the way that they did it and the integrity they did it with. You're always expecting to see some level of, you know, enhancement over time, but they did it in a very short period of time. And I think even when they were going through their very early prototypes and things like that, I know it came all the way from hand drawn, right?
Yeah.
A couple hand drawn
Hand
samples,
drawn and
hand
hand
packed,
packed, bro. Yeah.
and to see what they've done. I think the whole time though, the important part is that they knew where it needed to be and where it was going to be, and how quickly they got there. And again, like you said, the grading, it's just a testament to their, you know, their passion as far as bringing high quality. It's not easy. I mean, we've seen a lot of, you know, other TCGs out there that even established big TCG.
Yeah.
I mean, we could name the obvious Pokemon,
Yeah.
MetaZoo.
No.
Great cards, great art, but they fail in some of those departments, in my opinion.
Yeah.
On average. But to see sample cards and, you know, prototype cards from very low print run, you know, products
Ridiculous.
do so well. From Beckett scrutinizing and still coming out with 9.5s on not only that, but those full art cards are not easy to grade.
No.
I would say that they on average would have a tougher time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
to
there's
see
way
that
more surface area on them as well.
the bigger, you know, everyone knows in the hobby, the bigger the hollow, the more area to scratch. They are packed fresh, but it goes to show you the protection of the packaging as well. So not only the cards, but the packs themselves doing what they need to do.
Yeah, well, there's two things that they did. Well, so firstly, if you've seen the box itself, the center of it stops the packs from moving around, so that way they won't get hit on the side of the box and get damaged. And then the next edition they added for Kickstarter specifically, they're not going to do it for first edition, they added 3 acrylic cases for every single box. No cost.
Beautiful.
Right? Now, I'm going to call some TCGs out. I'm not going to say their names. I'm just going to call them out because Akora, £200,000 they raised. Right? A lot of money, but nothing in comparison to some of the new games. And yet they have given the most to their consumers and not asked for anything in return, but love and support. And you backed the game yourself, right? And how amazing was something like that to hear.
Yeah, so a couple good points too. It's like that is such like a geek out moment, like when you get something like that and you see, and it wasn't something you signed up for originally, right? So it's
No.
totally a surprise.
Out of the blue.
Right, and the timing of it, and if we're gonna like reference other TCGs too at the same time, it's like we got to see some other Kickstarters pop off while in between when we backed and when we started finding out about some of these exciting extra bonuses that were coming straight out of the, you know, the creators' pockets, for the good of the community. And other TCGs were not doing that, and I think it's just a testament to their focus and their passion for, you know, focusing on the community. It goes to show you what you can do with laser focus when you are actually taking the funds that you raise and you know exactly what you want to do, and you're true to your community and giving back too. So but yeah, those acrylic cases are amazing, and just it's right up there with seeing your full art samples slabbed up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and
another beautiful piece.
The box stoppers was another addition that just dropped on you. The
Yeah.
Sleeping Dragon Hollow box topper. Everyone's gonna want one of those. 100%.
Right. Yeah,
Are you team
another
Kuzu? Are you team Kuzu or are you team Sleeping Dragon?
oh man.
You better not say Kuzu, man.
I'm not going to, but that little Kuzu's growing on me, man.
Really?
Kuzu's growing on me. Yeah, yeah. And I think I made this reference the other day on stream, and I don't like to necessarily draw parallels to other TCGs with such unique characters and things, but it's to me, I made the parallel. It's gonna be like the Pikachu of Akora.
I think
And
I
ever
heard that.
since
I
I
heard
said
that.
that,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I looked at him and I said, God damn, this guy's cute.
Guys looking like Pikachu every single day. Okay, well
Uh,
that's great that you know segmented into that. Like your stream. Tell me a little bit about your streams. What is it about? What's the culture within your streams? Because I will say a lot of the community, especially in our Discord, will frown upon a large portion of whatnot streamers and the platform itself. What separates you from, let's say, some of the people that they are, not the biggest fans of?
yeah, absolutely. Really glad you asked. So yeah, to be completely transparent, Whatnot when it first came out, I think a lot of people noticed kind of maybe the volatility is a decent word. A little bit of lack of knowledge across the board as far as it's a huge influx of new collectors coming in, huge influx of new hosts coming from other platforms, and I think the general idea was it was kind of just like the Wild West, you know, um, just good wholesome hosts out there doing their thing. Box breaks have become a big cultural boom in all of the collectible space, events like that, and I think a lot of collectors rushed in, and you know what happens when you are passionate about something and you got some money, and you kind of just take a dive in head first, and there's really no mediation between the two. You got one good guy trying to do his thing, enjoy the hobby the way he does, and collectors doing the same thing. But it does cause some collision as far as price disparity, and what people are investing, if they're investing wisely, and things like that. So I know a lot of the downside that people would say to Whatnot, or their discontent for it, would just be in the fact that it does not necessarily reflect a true market value. It's a smaller scope, and it should be taken. As of right now, it's grown to a larger scale, so it can be taken a bit more seriously as far as impact on the larger market. But it's definitely a growing sample size, but it's still a niche sample size. It's definitely a unique platform. There are others like it, like Drip and things like that. But I got the offer, and I was lucky enough to kind of get in early on Whatnot, and it's been a great experience. I took my same concept for streams and breaking and just my passions, and I brought it to a new platform. I thought it was a great tool for not only myself to grow, but to obviously meet new people, and that's exactly what Whatnot did for myself and a lot of other streamers. Is we got to meet brand new people. We're all so used to breaking with our friends and our family, and people we've known for years, and again, the Wild West, we log on for the first time and we stream, and hundreds of new people we've never met, which is amazing for growth. And yeah, my role, and what I try my hardest to do is be a balance between knowing what my priorities are in my personal growth, and what I need to achieve financially, because it is a factor in what I do, but also bringing some level of knowledge, education, and transparency to the market side of things, and investing wisely. And there's always a balance between what I need to make myself happy, and what buyers need to be happy too at the end of the day, because that's what keeps people coming back to the hobby. If you have a good story about Whatnot, you had a good experience, you made a good investment, you feel happy about the things that you own now, um, that's what keeps the retention there, for personal streamers communities, for the larger community, for the entire Whatnot community. So I think that's special, and I think more people are starting to become that way, and making a better name for platforms like that. But at the end of the day, this is the beta, so
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot of this for the first time. It's a new kind of cultural thing, a new platform dedicated to any and everything collectible. We think it's big now. I mean, it's growing by categories every month. We're seeing all sorts of new things. So the sky's the limit there. But I've been enjoying my time. I've been enjoying the people I meet, and just everybody has a chance to impact it in their own special way, and it's, you know, we'll see if we're outnumbered or not soon enough. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
stick to my guns.
Yeah, I think, well, I've dropped in quite a few of your streams, and I'll definitely say you have a very, like, unique style of streaming. You know, you got high energy. You love talking to people. You love interacting with them. You love asking questions. You love answering questions. You know, and I think the biggest thing for me is you're so generous. You're so giving, and you love when people, like, let's say something was supposed to sell for like higher. You'd be like, yeah, dude, you got a steal. Congrats. Like, a lot of whatnot streamers, or a fair few, would probably be like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
enjoy it, enjoy
yeah.
it. Yeah. But like,
It
you actually have some sort of happiness in seeing other people get good deals, bargains, giving back to them, like incorporating the spin wheel. So at the end of the stream, when people have spent a good bit of money, they get something out of that on top of what they've already bought. And
right.
how important do you think giving back to your streamers and well, not streamers, your audience, how important do you think is to give back to them and maybe interact with them?
Yeah, it's just like I was saying, with going away from whether it's whatnot, or pretty much any collectible event. You go to a show, but you want to come back with good memories. You want to come back with you know feeling like it was a success. No one wants to go out and spend money and regret. So it's all about creating those moments for people. And at the end of the day, I'm a very sympathetic person. I do. We all know that in a box break atmosphere, there are people that have better outcomes than others. It's a roll of the dice type thing, and we're all used to that. But there are ways to give back, and make someone's day better, even when they don't have the best of luck that day. But again, growing a community that stays with you, not only just for one stream, but you know it's just like a day to day in your life. You might have a bad day, but the next day there's opportunity for a good day, and that's what our streams are. Is that you're not always gonna get lucky. No one's always lucky. I'm not always lucky. But yeah, and then the other thing too with that is that from my personal perspective is not having such tall expectations. I'm not. I work full time. I have a family, a couple kids. So this is definitely my primary hobby, my passion projects, and these shows I put together take up a bulk of my extra energy that I have. And with that all being said, I keep my expectations in a place where I'm really here to just connect with other people, do some things. So it's not always for the profit, it's not always for the gains. Investments are important. Staying slightly in the green
Yeah,
is
of course.
effective,
Yeah,
and
you need
and
it.
I think people understand that. And if you take a humble approach to that, the community wants to help you grow. But continuing to give back does benefit everyone. I would be lying if I said that there wasn't some sort of incentive to myself for creating that environment. But if it's a win-win like that, and people can be happy in our streams, and we can be happy, continue to put work in behind the scenes that not many people have a full idea of, but it's definitely quite the hustle. And yeah, no, creating good
I love how you make it sound
good
so
content.
effortless when he's got a huge background with beautiful lights. Yeah, just do it part time. Got a fucking screen in the background.
Yeah, hey, you chip away every day. You chip away at something. You're the same way. It's nothing happens overnight.
Of
You chip
course,
and
of
you
course.
chip, and again, and it's everything sounds so cliche that I say, but I truly believe it. But you know, certain things aren't possible without people, and I have to say that the last year of Whatnot has catapulted me. I'm grateful for what it's provided. I'm grateful for the people I've met, and to strike a balance is, if I could sum it up in one important thing, is to strike a balance. Like, I don't need to be rich, you know, but I want everyone to go home. If I can take 50% of what I could make and have everyone bummed out, I would take that, split that back up with you guys, have everyone be happy, just continue that path.
Yeah, and that's we're gonna segment onto why we've partnered up together. Like
Yeah,
for me, I've watched you interact in the community like for months now. Talking here, talking here. We've had our arguments about market predictions and stuff like that, and the community in general. But
yeah.
I think we've noticed each other, and you like the knowledge I have because fucking bro, Akora is my life, and
Yeah.
I've noticed you because I love your platform. I love your platform and I love who you are on stream, and so that's why we're coming together to do a partnership for Pokebreaks. So I'm gonna be giving him Kickstarter booster boxes, Japanese packs, potentially OG prototypes. We'll see how it goes. Like I'm talking prototypes which are maybe 4 in the world, or 20 in the world. Crazy stuff. Maybe even prototype packs, which is only 25 in the world. We'll see. But it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be doing a lot of content. This podcast is gonna be every week. So you're going to be able to interact with my audience, and I might be able to hop onto some of your whatnot streams to interact with your audience as well. So if you're here from Pokebreaks streams, thank you for listening to the podcast. I appreciate it. Drop a subscription, like the video, and if you're one of my supporters, please go to the description, check out Pokebreaks' whatnot page, follow him, and bookmark, most important.
Bookmarks.
Do you want to tell them? Bookmark.
Yeah, bookmark that stream, guys. Yeah, the bookmarks help a lot. Yeah, let people know you're coming. Everyone can see, so we get those numbers up big. Draws more activity to the shows, and overall, just more fun for everyone.
When's the date scheduled for it?
So we have a tentative date set up for the first weekend of February. It looks like we might be on a fast track, so we'll see. But that date can move. But the importance of the bookmark is so that you can be flexible and fluid with us. We do like to post up streams early just so you guys can see what we're up to. We like to forecast out a couple weeks. So you hit the bookmark. If the date changes a couple days ahead or back, you don't have to worry. You don't have to sweat it. And you'll get a live alert when we go live, and you can be there.
Perfect. Don't want to miss that. 100% you don't want to miss that.
Do not.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. All right. Thank you, guys. See you later.